Sairam students, a very warm welcome to all of you. Formal letter writing. So let us begin. Letter. Letter is a written or printed communication directed to a person or organization. Letter writing is a very important channel of communication between those who are geographically distant from each other. Now, why do I say that? Because even today, letter is an important mode of communication, be it our workspace or our personal lives. A lot of communication, especially the formal kind, is done via letters. Whether it is a cover letter for a job or a bank sending us a reminder letter, all these communications are done via letters, which is why it is important that we know the intricacies of letter writing. So students, let us educate ourselves with this art of writing. Now, this letter writing is mainly divided into two types. There are two types of letters. Number one, formal letter. Number two, informal letters. So let me explain you each of them in detail. Formal letter. Formal letter is an official letter. They are strictly professional by nature and they directly address the issue concerned. They do not deviate from the topic. Any type of business letter, say a letter of inquiry or a letter written to any authority, falls under this category. A complaint letter, an inquiry letter, a letter to place an order for goods or equipments or books, or a formal invitation are the various types of formal letters. Whereas an informal letter is completely opposite. Who do you write an informal letter? To a near and dear one. It is a personal letter where you express your personal emotions, you express your ideas, and you often share your experience. So, a personal letter is mainly written to friends or relatives. It is written to whom you are familiar with, like your parents or siblings or any other closed one. So, I am sure students, you understood and I'm sure that you understood the difference between a formal and an informal letter. Since our main focus is on formal letter, let us start with our main topic. Formal letters, as I have already explained, they are mainly letters to people whom we don't know on personal level, and they are mainly written to find an information, that is inquiry, to apply for a job or to make a complaint. So, it is very significant that the formal letter which you write has a desired impact on the recipient. Okay, so for that purpose, we need to follow certain simple guidelines. Now, how do we know about these guidelines? These guidelines will definitely make your letter very effective. Okay, so in order to write an effective letter, you need to follow all these guidelines. The letter, number one, the letter must be written in the appropriate format. Okay, now when I say about a format, there is a standard format which is applicable to all types of formal letter. So this standard format should be followed. We will definitely discuss about the format of a formal letter in the coming slides. The second point states that a formal letter should be clear, concise and to the point. What it means? That a formal letter should not be ambiguous. Ambiguous, it should not be confusing. The reader should be able to understand what the matter is, what the content is. Okay, it should be concise. It should not exceed. You keep on writing and writing your personal emotions, your experiences, which is not at all required here. Okay, it should be absolutely to the point. Only relevant information should be written. Unnecessary details need not be a part of this letter. Avoid all kinds of spelling and grammatical errors. Yes, children need to be very careful about the spellings and the errors. So, how will we improve that? By practicing it regularly. Okay, more of writing practice will help you eliminate these kind of errors. The next one, the tone of the formal letter should be courteous, even if it's a complaint letter. So don't forget the tone, the way you write the letter. Okay, the letter should be written in such a way that it should be polite, it should be respectful. Even if you're writing a complaint letter, still the letter should sound polite. A letter must be well presented. Alright, when you're following all these guidelines, what do you think? Of course, your letter will be a well presented one. Right, it should be written beautifully. There should be no errors. By following all these guidelines, I'm sure your letter will turn out to be an effective one. Now, once we have learned the guidelines, we need to know. Do you remember? I told you about the first point, an appropriate format. Yes. So now we will look into the format, a standard format of a formal letter. Let me show you something. Yes, this is a handwritten format. Do you identify this handwriting? I'm not so good with that, but then still, format of a formal letter. Now let us focus on this. The first one is sender's address. Sender's address. We need to write the sender's address in the left hand corner of the page. Left hand corner close to the margin. Okay. Do remember, as per the CBSE format of writing a letter, all the information here are mentioned on the left hand side of the page. Sender's address, receiver's address, subject, salutation, the date mentioned above, everything is written close to the margin on the left hand side of the page. Okay, so let us begin from the first one. Sender's address. The sender's address, mainly here you write the address of the sender. Who's the sender here? You are the one who's sending the letter. So you will write your address over here. I'll show you an example. 703 Sarang Towers, Andheri, Mumbai 64. Yes, assuming this is your address. This is how you are going to write your address. This is the sender's address. Do you see your name over here? No. As the format clearly states, sender's address. That means only the address has to be written, not your name. Leave a line and then you will write date. Now what should be the date? Will it be the date that's written on the blackboard in the class? No. That is not the right format. So what is the right format of writing date? So the format is 11 March 2020. If you are writing the letter today, then you will write today's date, 4 April 2020. If you're writing in the letter in the month of January, you will write 11 January 2020. Please do not use any kind of short form while writing the name of the month. Okay, now after you're done with the date, leave a line for neatness purpose and then we'll write the receiver's designation if given in the question. Receiver's designation. Now, if you're writing a letter, say to the editor of a local newspaper, the designation is the editor. If you're writing a letter to the principal of a school, the designation is the principal. If you're writing a letter to any civic authority, the designation may be given the municipal officer and so on. Now, the next thing that follows the designation is receiver's address. Now, if you're writing a letter to the editor, yes, the receiver's address, the local newspaper, the Times of India, Mumbai. If you're writing a letter to the principal, the name of the school, and then followed by Thane. So this is how you are going to write the receiver's designation and the address. Leave a line again for neatness purpose, then followed by the subject. Subject. Let me tell you children, the subject should be concise, precise, to the point. Here we need not elaborate the problem or the topic or the concerned issue. Subject should be limited to 6 to 8 words. It should not exceed a line. Right? And the subject will mainly tell the main purpose. It will state the main purpose of the letter. Okay. Now, leave a line again because next we are going to write salutation. What is salutation? Salutation is the mode of addressing the receiver. It's a mode of addressing a person. Now here, do we know the person to whom we are writing? Of course not. He or she is a total stranger. So how are we going to address? So we will be writing sir or madam. Will there be any punctuation after that? A comma? No. Throughout the format of the letter, you will not use any kind of punctuation. Okay. So after writing sir or madam, there will not be any punctuation. Do you see here? Yes. After the subject, you see the subject? It hardly exceeds 4 words. Then you leave a line and then you write the salutation, sir. There is no comma, nothing. Now, let us continue. After the salutation, we start with the body of the letter. Now the body, here we need to organize the writings into paragraphs. Okay. This writing is divided into 3 main parts. You see the introduction. What is the introduction? Yes, introduction is introducing yourself, and it mainly tells the main purpose of writing the letter, but in short. It doesn't elaborate. It doesn't describe the content. It only gives an introduction of the purpose of writing the letter. It is usually a short paragraph. The middle paragraph, which is the main content, where you discuss the idea, where you share your problem. Okay, and this main content also highlights the issues that you are talking about. After the main content, the last part of the body, the letter is conclusion. Now, conclusion. A letter should be concluded by mentioning what you expect. Okay, like you expect a problem to be solved, so you give a solution. Okay, you also highlight an issue in the newspaper. Okay, you expect that, this particular issue should be highlighted. Or you're hopeful that your query will be answered very soon. Okay, or you're also hopeful that the delivery of a particular product will be done on time. So all these things will be part of the conclusion. Conclusion, main content, introduction. Okay, these 3 paragraphs should be clearly written. It shouldn't be like the conclusion is somewhere in the main content and the main content is written somewhere in the conclusion. In that case, the letter will not be clear to the reader. Okay, there will be a lot of confusion, right? So make sure the reader finds it very easy to understand what the purpose of the letter is. Now, the next point we have here is complementary clause. Yes, complementary clause. Complementary clause is where you are going to sign off. So sign off the letter with an appropriate closing statement. Okay, here you write thanking you. Okay, why thanking you? Okay, you expect that you expect or you're hopeful that your work will be done, that your problem will be solved, that the goods will be delivered on time and they would be of good quality. So a complimentary clause well in advance, thanking you. Thanking you will be followed by the next point, that is sender's name. Complimentary clause will also be followed by yours sincerely. Thanking you followed by yours sincerely or truly. These both are part of the complimentary clause. Okay, yours sincerely or truly. Do remember there is no apostrophe in yours. And Y is capital OA. Yours sincerely or truly. Now this is followed by the sender's name. Sender's name if it's given in the question. What if the sender's name is not given in the question? What are you going to write? Your name or my name? No, we are not going to write either your name or my name. We will be writing XYZ. Yes, never write your name. Write the name that is given in the question or XYZ. And below that, you will write the designation. Designation if it is given in the question. If it is not given in the question, you will not be writing the designation. So here, my dear children, we have come to an end of an explanation of the format of a formal letter. I hope I have been very clear about this. So, shall we move ahead and let us see a sample letter? Okay. Before that, a quick recap of the format. What all comprises this format? Okay. Sender's address. Let us go through this. Sender's address 703 Sarang Towers, Andheri, Mumbai. We leave a line, then we write the date, then again we leave a line. We are leaving this line for neatness purpose. Okay. And then we write what do we write after the date? Yes, right. We write the designation of the receiver, followed by the receiver's address, then the subject, followed by salutation. After the salutation, we have the body of the letter, which is divided into 3 paragraphs, and then the complimentary close. At the end, we write the sender's name and his or her designation if given in the question. So here we come to an end to the explanation of this format. So let us understand this in a better way with the help of a sample question. So here we have a sample question, and this is about order placing. Yes, the schools are going to reopen and our studies are already begun. So we need to place an order for books. So your school require books for class 10 for the coming session. You are Rohan or Ragini, librarian of modern school. Write a letter to the store manager, Messrs. Arihant Private Limited, Daryaganj, New Delhi, placing an order for specific books required by you. Okay, so what is this question all about? It is an order placing for books. Okay, now let us see this. Let us use this question in framing the format for our letter. As you read this question, you will come across certain information already being given. Now, let us start. So the first thing that we need to write in our letter is sender's address. Is it given in the question? Of course not. It's not given. Okay, but we know who the sender is. So you will write your address. 703 Sarang Towers, Andheri, Mumbai 64. Can you see any punctuation over here? No, we do not use any punctuation in the address, and the address should be very clear. After writing the sender's address, we leave a line and then we write a date. So the date format has already been discussed earlier. After the date, again leave a line. Now, whom are we writing this letter? Who is the receiver of this letter? Does he has any designation? Is it given in the question? Let's check. Write a letter to the store manager. Yes, the designation is given. Who is the receiver? The store manager. Is the address given over here? Yes. Messrs. Arihant Private Limited, Daryaganj, New Delhi. So here we write the store manager, Messrs. Arihant Private Limited, Daryaganj, New Delhi. Leave a line and then we write the subject. Now after reading the question, we are very clear that this letter is mainly about placing an order for books. So our subject, can you see the number of words? Does it exceed a single line? No, it doesn't. It is crisp, clear and short. Placing order for books. This is what our subject is all about. Now what kind of books? What is the quantity? What is the number of books that we are going to order? All these things we will discuss in the body of the letter. Now, moving ahead. After this, salutation. Are we aware who the person is, who the receiver is? No. Okay, since we are not aware of the receiver, we can address the person as sir. Can you see a comma over here? No, we are not. Once again, students, we are not using any kind of punctuation here. So, we use the salutation sir. Now, after sir, we begin the body of the letter. The first paragraph, what does it consist of? An introduction. Introduction of the purpose of the topic that you're the purpose of the letter. Okay, so you will write about why you'll write about what are you going to, why are you writing this letter, what is the purpose. Then followed by the second paragraph. Now, since the body is divided into 3 paragraphs, the first paragraph will highlight only the initial introduction, that you want to place in order. You will mention the name of the books and all. But the second paragraph, which deals with the main content, it will mainly highlight the name of the books required and the quantity. Okay, you have to be very specific about the name of the books and the quantity ordered. The last paragraph, it will mainly deal, and it is a conclusion paragraph. So here you may ask for some discount. Okay, you may assure the store manager that you will be a regular customer in the future. Okay, so all these things you can discuss in the concluding paragraph, and also you can you can write that you are hopeful to receive the delivery as soon as possible, and that the books will be in good condition. Okay, so all these things can be included in the concluding paragraph. After the body of the letter is done, we come to the complimentary close. Thanking you, yours sincerely or truly. Then we need to leave a line and write XYZ or the name given in the question. Is the name given in the question? Let us check. Yes, it's given. You are Rohan or Ragini. Beautiful names given in the question. So let us use it. You are Rohan or Ragini. So you will, and the designation, yes, of course, the designation, librarian of modern school. So yours sincerely or truly, Rohan or Ragini, designation will be librarian. So here we come to an end of this letter, which is order placing letter. Okay, I hope I am clear with this letter, but there are many such questions of different types, okay, which can be a part of your formal letter. So the expected questions are a letter to the editor of a newspaper, highlighting an issue like like a garbage being accumulated in your area, or potholes near your school. Apart from this, a complaint letter. Okay, when you purchase certain goods, at times you're not satisfied with its performance. Okay, so in that case, if there are any complaints, you immediately write a letter. Remember, even if it's a complaint letter, the tone of the letter should be polite or courteous. The next one we have order placing letter, which we have already discussed in detail. And the last but not the least is enquiry letter. Now, what do you think about this enquiry letter? There are many products, many which keep on which are being introduced in the market. Say a latest mobile phone, and when you're very curious to know about it, you write an enquiry letter. Now, this enquiry letter will help you get information about the product in detail. Okay, so there are 4 types of questions that can be asked in exams. Letter to the editor of a newspaper, a complaint letter, order placing letter, or an enquiry letter. Okay, now I'm sure we all have enough time at home since we don't have schools. So why not utilize it in the right way? Okay, we have come to an end of this session. We have come to an end of this lecture on formal letter. And let me give you a small home assignment. After understanding the format and the guidelines of the letter, I'm sure you will be in a position to do this assignment. And I'm sure you'll be very enthusiastic to test your knowledge. Okay. And don't forget, it's letter writing, which is a very important writing skills, which is an important part of your paper, of your exam. Okay. We need to polish it really well. We need to prepare it really well. Okay. So what is the home assignment that I am going to give you? Let us read the question. You are Aman or Aditi, studying in Bharat School, Lucknow. The road leading to your school is very congested and full of potholes. Students and parents are often caught in a traffic jam. In spite of several representations, the government has not done anything to improve the condition of the road. Write a letter to the editor of the Times of India, drawing the attention of the government to this problem. Alright, so my dear children, what do you think? Will you be able to do this home assignment? I'm sure it will be a cakewalk for you because the way we have discussed the format and the guidelines, all these things will help you write an effective letter. Okay, and I'm sure these potholes will get cleared and parents and teachers won't be getting caught in the traffic jam outside your school. Thank you so much for all your time and have a nice day.